Good day. It is March the 6th, and today we'll continue in John 13, doing verses 26 through 30, and Proverbs 6. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. It's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. Begin John 13, starting at verse 26. Jesus answered, "It is to the one whom I give this morsel after I have dipped it." Then he dipped the morsel and gave it to Judas, son of Simon Iscariot. 27. And when Judas had taken the morsel, Satan entered into him. Then Jesus said to Judas, "What you are about to do, do quickly." 28. But no one at the table knew why Jesus said this to him. 29. Since Judas kept the money bag, some thought that Jesus was telling him to buy what was needed for the feast, or to give something to the poor. And 30. As soon as he had received the morsel, Judas went out into the night. Jesus answered, "It is the one whom I give this morsel after I have dipped it." Then he dipped the morsel and gave it to Judas Iscariot, son of Simon Iscariot. It's a mark of goodwill to Jesus that he honored him, and I believe he was giving Judas a chance to confess. But, Judas was next to him, John on the other side of him. I don't think anyone really heard or understood what was going on. 27. And when Judas had taken the morsel, Satan entered into him. Then Jesus said to Judas, "What you are about to do, do quickly." At that moment, Satan gained full possession of Judas. And he says, "Do your work at once." He was talking to Satan then. Let's get this over with. 28. But no one at the table knew why Jesus said this to him. No one. They didn't know who the traitor was. 29. Since Judas kept the money bag, some thought Jesus was telling him to buy what was needed for the feast, or to give something to the poor. It shows her lack of understanding. This meal obviously precedes the Passover, because this is not. It's like when you have a meal early before the holiday, or not on the holiday but around it, and you all get together at that time. 30. As soon as Judas received the morsel, Judas went out into the night, into the darkness. Proverbs 6. My son, if thou art become surety for a neighbor, if thou hast struck hands for a stranger, that is cosign. Thou art snared by the words of thy mouth, thou art caught by the words of thy mouth. In other words, you said it, you got to do it. 3. Do this now, my son, and deliver thyself. Seeing that thou art come into the hand of the neighbor, go humble thyself and urge thy neighbor. Go to your neighbor and say, "Look, I know I owe this. I know I'm supposed to do this for you. I'll get it done." 4. Give not sleep to thine eyes, nor slumber to thy eyelids. Deliver thyself as a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, and as from a bird from the hand of the fowler. In other words, get this debt paid. Get whatever you're supposed to do, get it done. Don't waste time. You owe it. One way or another, you do it. 6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which having no chief, overseer, or ruler, provideth her bread in the summer, and gathereth her food in the harvest. In other words, no one's bossing around these ants. They're getting their job done. 9. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? Wilt thou rise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding hands to sleep. How long are you going to stay in bed? Oh, just a little while longer. Oh, please. So poverty comes as a runner, and thy want as an armed man. In other words, you get broke real quick, and you will need things as if you were robbed. 12. A base person, a man of iniquity, is he that walketh with a froward mouth. In other words, he's a liar and a rebellioner. at least trying to rebel. 13. That wink with his eyes, that scrape with his feet, that pointing with his fingers. 14. Frowardness is in his heart, and he devises evil continually. He soweth discord. 15. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly, and all of a sudden he shall be broken. And that without remedy. In other words, God's going to take care of him quickly, and no one can do anything about it. 16. There are 6 things which Yahweh hateth, yea, 7 which are an abomination unto him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. 18. A heart that devises wicked thoughts, feet that are swift to running to evil. 19. A false witness that breatheth out lies, and he that soweth discord among the brethren. Verse 20. My son, keep the commandment of thy father, and forsake not the teaching of thy mother. Bind them continually upon thy heart, tie them about thy neck. When thou walkest, it shall lead thee. When thou liest down, it shall watch over thee. And when thou wakest, it shall talk with thee. It will show you how to go, where to go. It shall guard you when you lay down, and when you wakest, it shall give you good counsel. 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the teaching is light, and the reproofs of instruction are ways of life. 24. To keep thee from the evil woman, from the smoothness of the alien tongue. 25. Lust not after her beauty in thy heart, neither let her captivate thee with her eyelids. 26. For an account of a harlot a man is brought to a loaf of bread, but the adulteress hunteth for precious life. 27. Can a man take fire in his bosom, and his clothes not be burned? 28. Can one walk in hot coals, and his feet not be scorched? No, you can't. 29. So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, whosoever touches her shall not go unpunished. Yeah, commit adultery, and you will be punished. 30. Men do not despise a thief if he steal, to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. Yeah, someone steals to eat. You kind of understand that, don't you? But if he be found, he must restore sevenfold, but he must give all the substance of his house. But if he be caught, he got to do the payback. 30. He that committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it would destroy his own soul. 33. Wounds and honor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. 34. For jealousy is the rage of a man, and you will not spare in the day of vengeance. In other words, he's going to keep after you. 35. You will not regard any ransom, nor do rest content, though thou give many gifts. Yeah, you try to bribe them, it ain't going to work. I hope you were blessed by this reading. May the Lord richly bless you. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. It's 810-242-2997. Remember, God loves you, and so do I.